today we're going to let you know his point and how he's seen the BBL and what he feel about the journey, about my BBL journey. And we're going to see, I'm going to ask you some questions so you can let men know and other women know, and let these women know if they do bring their husband or their boyfriends or their partners or best friends or whoever, what that best friend can expect.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and I just want you to...
I'm ready.
To basically tell me what you felt about things.
Ready.
Okay?
I've been waiting for this.
For a long time?
I need to vent.
You got to tell everybody.
Express myself.
How you felt about this journey? Y'all, just stop. It was not that bad. It was not that bad. Okay. Question number one. Okay, six months before I had my surgery, what were we doing? 6 months before I had my surgery and before we decided that we can get the BBL.
I know what we were doing. We went to Ass College.
Ass College?
Yeah, we went to Butt University. I mean, for day in, day out, 24 hours a day, we just investigated butts. I'm a grown man. I thought I knew derrieres. I thought I was a butt guru. I'm an expert now. I know shelf butts. I know slope butts. I know heart butts. I know upside down heart butts. I know the Georgia peach. I know the onion booty to make you cry. I know all the butts now. I know the table butts to where you sit your drink down and you take the drink just walk away. Boy, I know all of them. I'm telling you, man, that's all we did for 6 months straight.
And what else though?
Well, we just learned, the different types, and learned what we wanted. And,
but what do we do with the doctors?
Oh, yeah. We also investigated the doctors because, we had to make sure that they was going to do what we wanted them to do, And not only that, but, we wanted to know, what their history was. Excuse me. We wanted to know if, they had any malpractice suits, any deaths on their on their record. I mean, you gotta, it sounds kind of ridiculous that we were looking up how many doctors had deaths and the number of deaths that they had performed in their surgeries. That's one of the things that you don't really commonly think about in the medical field, is that people do die on the surgery table, but yet every day people die. So that was one of the criteria that we had to look for. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's true. That's true. Okay. Number 2. Why did we choose Dr. Malone?
Well, we chose Dr. Malone simply because, number one, first and foremost, she wasn't going anywhere to where a person had history of someone dying on the table or dying after the surgery. Wasn't happening. I mean, didn't matter how much insurance I had on it.
Whatever.
What? I mean, you gotta be prepared, man. You know what I mean? You gotta be prepared.
Whatever.
No, but that didn't matter. I wasn't losing my baby for no ass. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But not only that, but he had nice photos of his work. He had a collage of pictures that really looked as if the outcomes was, the desired outcome that we were looking for. So, with all the other criteria that we investigated him with and we kind of like narrowed it down, it just didn't pick somebody, And then not only that, Dominican being the BBL capital of the world,
and Colombia.
And Colombia, yeah. He knew his stuff, you know what I'm saying? And when you looked at all the things that they offered, in the total package
and the price,
for the price, it was a good deal.
And plus his work was good.
His work is great.
His
work is great.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? What he showed in the
what we seen what we knew,
and his reviews was good.
Right, not one bad review.
Yeah, so,
not one bad review. Right. Hey. Okay.
Yeah.
We almost done. Number 3. Right before surgery, how did I feel?
Right before surgery, you felt like dancing. No, I'm just kidding. You were you were extremely nervous. You know, you was a little like, okay, babe, this is it. You know, it's a big day. You know, it was like, oh my, babe, really, you know, babe, I love you, babe.
Crying,
take care of the girls, babe. Take care of the kids, babe. Okay, let's pray.
Oh,
everything's gonna be all right. Then you got it all together, and you went in and you came out. You know what I mean? But you know, that big day started to happen. I think not only were you nervous, or you had that excited type nervous energy, because this is something that you have been wanting for such a long time, and it was finally coming to.
Right.
So it wasn't just like you was afraid, you know. So.
And how do you feel? The actual day of the surgery.
You know.
How do you feel?
I was cool. I was prayed up. You know, I was like, shoot, man, Lord, take care of her now. You gave me this girl. Don't take her away. You know what I mean? But I was just wanting you to be safe. And I was wanting, you know, you to have what you wanted to have. You know, it's important to be very supportive, you know, as it pertains to, you know, this particular type of surgery. You know, so many people have their own personal opinions about what you should do and what you shouldn't do, especially when it comes to cosmetic surgery. You know, and I was just really trying to be supportive of you, because, you know, if you happy, I'm gonna be happy. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's just one of those type things, you know. And this was not just, you know, you going to get your hair done or your nails or your toes. You know, we're talking about surgery. So,
right.
You know, I was just, you know, trying to be supportive of you.
And that's how you felt? Were you nervous?
I wasn't really that nervous, you know. I was more.
Why you say you was prayed up, huh?
I was prayed up, but I, you know, that daddy mode, that husband mode kicked in. You know, I'm looking at all the syringes. I'm looking at all.
But it was me and your daughter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm looking at all the apparatuses that they're gonna have to use. I'm making sure that everything was clean. And I'm looking at, you know, I'm reading the fine print on the documents and stuff. I mean, you know, I'm in that protective mode. That's why I was during the time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay, number 5.
I'm killing these questions, man. You know, it's like, come on, man. I'm ready.
When we got back to the Airbnb, how much sleep
Say what?
How much sleep did you get, and why?
Did you say when we got back to America?
To the Airbnb.
No. I didn't sleep until we got back to America. I don't even know what sleep is. I didn't know what sleep was. I barely know what it is. I didn't know what sleep was when we was in the Dominican Republic. I'm telling you, look. Every hour on the hour, they have to get up and walk or move or do something. So, you know, it's 3:30 in the morning, you know, your head just hit the pillow. 4:30 in the morning, babe, we gotta get up and walk. I'm like, walk in your dreams, you know what I'm saying? Like, walk around what you thinking about, you know? But no, sleep is not something that you're going to experience a lot of. So be prepared that, you know, when they take a nap, you better take a nap. Put your schedule around them, because there's no more, I need my 6 hours. There's no more going to sleep at 10, 11, 12 o'clock and thinking you're going to sleep to 7, 8, 9. No, it's not going to happen. You're going to be up every hour on the hour, and then minutes in between those hours. So sleep is not something that you're going to be familiar with. Y'all going to be strangers. You hear me? Yeah.
I can't say that. He did get up every hour on the hour, and he did walk with us every hour on the hour. Everything that we need, he was right there. And the funny part about it, guys, was the Airbnb was like a 2-bedroom. And he didn't want to sleep in the other bedroom because I slept back there with my daughter, so we could just be in the same room. And so when he had to come back there to take care of us, he could just take care of us both in the same room. So my hubby is about 6'2", and he had to sleep on like this love seat.
Dude, I'm telling you.
So he was like, I mean,
legs all
legs off.
Man, I'm telling you.
Everything off, but I you know, that he did an awesome job with that.
Boy, I tell you.
Number 6. How much pain do you think that I was in?
Wow. Her pain tolerance is very high. I already knew that you have very high pain tolerance, you know, just from, you know, like one time when you fell off the roof of the house, you didn't even cry. You just like got up, dust yourself. Oh, like, you all right, babe? She's like, man, I'm cool, you know. But no, seriously, she has a very high pain tolerance, and my babe does not complain a lot. She does not complain about, babe, I'm sick, babe, I'm hurt. Not her. She literally will go through some of the worst migraines, some of the worst issues with her body. But this right here, y'all, it knocked my babe down. I'm telling you. So when she was telling me, babe, I'm hurting, I knew for a fact that it was way up there. You know when you go to the doctor and they say, what's your pain level on the 1 to 10, 10 being the highest? Mm-hmm. I knew that, you know, by just me knowing you, the barometer was you were in a lot of pain because you're just not a complainer. Yeah. So when you was letting me know that it was happening, I was like, wow, yeah, she's in a lot of pain. But everybody is different, you know what I'm saying? Right. You know, as you've seen in the last video, everyone is different, you know. Because our daughter, although she was in a lot of pain, hers didn't last as long as yours. Right. You know, so,
Right. Number 7. If you had to describe my soreness and swelling, what would it be? How would you describe that?
I would start off like this. Oh, your soreness and swelling was ridiculous. In the Dominica, they do intense lipo. So
I think they actually do more than what we are allowed to have
in the States.
In the States. Yeah. So I actually do think that they are allowed to do more.
Yeah. Right. And you know, when you all are doing, I guess yours is considered a 360.
No, mine was actually intensive body lipo.
Intensive body.
So I
lipo.
had intensive body lipo everywhere with my whole body. Yeah. Right.
And you know, so therefore, from neck down, she was just, you know, just in a lot of pain, soreness, and then the swelling was immense too. You know, dealing with the soreness is that when someone has operated or you know, opened up your back, open up your stomach, so you know, from front to back, every place on your body where you need it to be, you know, comfortable was sore. So you know what I mean. So you know, you could ever get any kind of comfort, and then the swelling was, you know, immense too, because we have learned from the lymphatic massage or masseuse is that, you know, the more compact and short you are, you know, the more you swell and you hold. Yeah, you know, it's a little bit harder. You know, so if you're a taller woman, you're a taller person, you know, you may not experience the swelling and the soreness like someone who's a little more petite and short. Yeah, I like my little short baby. My little baby cute. Look at him.
Oh, stop.
I know it. I know it. Watch it. I'm going to make her blush.
Oh,
look at my baby.
Number 8.
Look at my baby.
Number 8.
Look at my baby.
Okay. If you was to describe.
Yeah, I know you got to be in.
It got to be. The massages after surgery.
Okay.
How would you?
I couldn't stand to see my baby like that. Listen, my baby, she was sitting up in the chair. She was sitting up in the chair.
That was when they was on my back.
Yeah. She's sitting up in the chair and she's holding, she's sitting, you know, she's not sitting in the normal position like we're sitting. Imagine us turned around. And she's holding the back of the chair. And while she was most gently, you know, Yeenie was barely touching your back. And she was in the greatest pain. It was as if a feather could have flown across her back, and she was still cringing and stuff. It was one of the most painful things probably that I had ever seen her go through. It was like, wow. Now, I'm going to tell you how it really made me feel. I was like, I wanted to hold my baby's hands, but she was gripping my fingers so tight. I was like, okay, let me figure out how I'm going to do this. So I went wrap toilet tissue all around my hand. I was like, you know, you know, like really, like, man, you know, you was in a whole lot of pain. It hurt my feelings to see you in that much pain. I was like, oh, my babe. And I knew with these big old man gorilla hands that I wasn't going to be able to, you know, touch you that gently. So I was really trying to figure out how we was going to make this work.
But it did make us feel better. And after every... turn, like, do you agree with that?
Yeah. You all began to progress immediately. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The massages really worked for what they were used for. But you know, it's a grueling process. It is.
Okay, number 9.
Number 9.
How much help do you think that any woman that gets a BBL will actually really need?
Oh, she's gonna need a lot of help. Again, everyone is different, and some of you do it DIYs, you do it yourselfers. I'm telling you, you know, DIYs, whatever, you do it yourselfers. You know, who are very independent, INDE. You know, all you type women, them right there. You know, they want to do everything on their own. Trust me. How y'all say it, girl? You gonna need some help, sister. Girl. I'm telling you, don't take your behind over there. We met some people that had went over there by themselves.
Oh my God!
You know,
right?
You need help.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just depend on the medical staff.
No, she actually left. Like, I mean, she had the surgery that day, and she flew out like right at 4 days after that.
Yeah, like 4 days after. And very dangerous.
Yeah.
Number one is dangerous for her health. Number two, is just not healthy. And the medical staff can't be there 24/7 with you.
Unless you're in a recovery home.
Yeah, unless you're in a recovery home. Right. But they still have other patients. You know.
Right.
And so you're gonna need that. If you want that, you're really gonna need that one-on-one assistance, because it's gonna be times when they may treat you for something or give you your medication or give you a pillow, and yet 2 seconds later, you're going to need to be turned, or you're going to need something to eat, or you're going to want to use the restroom, or you're going to want this and that. And then just the emotional load of it, you know, you're so easily to sink into a place of depression. You're so easy to sink into a place of feeling vulnerable and feeling afraid and alone. So you're going to need somebody just there to talk to you. Can you imagine being bedridden for weeks? And yet you all by yourself.
And you can't sit on your butt.
Yeah, you can't sit on your butt, and you just, you know, and you don't have anyone to talk to. I mean, it's only so much social media you can do. You know,
so bring somebody.
Bring somebody.
Bring somebody.
You need some help. You definitely need some help. Yeah.
Okay. And as far as the swelling that happens, how would you?
I got my boss cut.
Okay, let's let him finish. Okay, how would you describe that?
The swelling. How would
swelling? Like, you know how my feet were swelling? And
yeah. I would describe the swelling as you have to learn what, you know, the swelling was great. I mean, it was a lot of swelling going on. The faja is designed to compress. The compression socks is designed to compress. So every part of the body that doesn't have compression on it, it begins to swell. You know, because all your fluids run to those areas that's not being compressed. Right. So, like, my baby toes and her head got real big.
My toes and my head,
you know what I
really?
No, seriously, in all honesty and all fairness, you know, yeah, the swelling is great. You will be easily alarmed with some of the swelling that goes on, because sometimes, man, you know, your feet will get so big. Sitting still in an upright position, you know, it makes your feet swell. So you have to remind yourself and remain
to keep your feet up,
to keep your feet elevated when you're sleeping. You know, your fingers, your hands, and things of that nature. Yeah, swell real bad.
Swell pretty bad. Number 11. Mind you, we only doing 15 questions. If you guys have any questions, please put it below, and we're gonna try our best to
get at me.
Or women, if you have anything that you want him to address that you might want your husband or your boyfriend or your partner to see before y'all go together, then just let us know.
Comment us and let us know. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get it to you straight, no chaser.
Right. Number 11. If you do go to the Dominican Republic, okay, to get your surgery done, how would you rate the driving and finding things? Rate 1 to 10. What 1 being perfectly good and 10 being perfectly horrible?
Well, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you this. I'll put it to you this way. In the States, I don't have one of the best driving records. You know, most people don't like to ride with me when I'm driving. I'm always driving fast. I'm swerving. I'm always, you know, across the lines. I don't understand why the lines won't stay still on the road. I mean, they always moving, so that's why I don't stay between the lines. Anyway, when I went to the Dominican, I was the best driver. I'm like, no complaining whatsoever. It scared me. I'm serious. It scared me. The first day, I'm like, the guy gave us directions and literally told us to go down a one-way street. And I went down a one-way street and the opposite direction. And nobody seemed to mind. It's like everybody goes out. It's like people will cut across. I've never seen on an interstate. I'm talking about zoom, 70 miles an hour interstate, 4-lane traffic, people walking across the interstate as if you was in a residential neighborhood. Driving in the Dominican is deplorable. If you think New York driving is bad, it has nothing. New York has nothing on the Dominican. I'm telling you. You can drive anywhere if you can drive in. You NASCAR ready when you leave the Dominican. I'm telling you, baby. I'm telling you. And then finding things, you know, all the buildings say the same thing. And they all look alike, you know. And if you're not fluid in
Spanish, if you're not fluid in Spanish, then
you know, it's like, you know, the GPS, boy. I'm telling you, man, our phones were sweating.
It took us 3 hours just to find our Airbnb.
It did.
When we got from the hotel.
You know, and
the GPS wasn't acting right.
The GPS wasn't acting right, you know, and their directions is not like with numerics, so it may just tell you the name of the street, and you on your own from there. You know, every building doesn't necessarily have a number to it. Like, you may give you the block, and it may say it's right here, and your GPS says you have arrived, and it may be another 2 or 3 blocks down. So it's very challenging. So you have to be on your A game when it comes to that.
Number 12. Please describe the help that I needed with my faja. Describe the help that I needed with my faja. Come on.
I'm describing it. Man, that faja, it didn't hear from the Lord. That faja is the devil. I'm telling you, the faja is the most.
But it's the Lord when you take it off.
It's
the devil trying to put it on.
Okay, we about to end this video. We're gonna go take this faja off.
Oh Lord.
No, the faja is one of those type things. It's extremely difficult to get on, especially during the first few times, or when
you're swollen.
Because you're swollen, or if she's real sore, you just can't yank it up. You know, I mean, you have to be very, very careful.
Take your time.
You have to take your time, and it's designed to be extremely tight. So when you're trying to, you know, button it across, you know, and snap it, you know, I mean, you are fighting, you know, and it's crazy because you're fighting.
He said,
yeah, you know, I'm trying not to hurt her, but yet still get it in those little bitty clasps. And I mean,
when you get to the last
look
one,
at these right here, man. You see these right here? These are not like normal. You know, so these little bitty like clasps that you got to get to, but yet don't think that you're just gonna snap it. You like, so you know it. I hate that damn faja. That damn faja can kick.
Oh, with the boards in it, cause we got.
The and then when you put the front board, back board,
and the pads,
and don't mess around and let her decide she wants to put the backboard in after you have it buckled up, and you behind her like this. And you're like, okay, babe, I'll put the backboard in. You're like, ain't this a thing? And you can't just go shoving it down the faja, because then she's like, babe, my back. And you be like,
okay.
Can I keep talking about the faja?
No.
I don't even like the faja. I be trying to cut the faja up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. 13. How would you say that I had any type of depression?
I wouldn't say, being that, you know, I know you pretty well. I would say I know you pretty well. Mm-hmm. I don't think that you were depressed. I think there were days where you were feeling a little bit sadder than others. Mm-hmm. You know, being depressed is kind of a strong word for the way you behaved. You know, I think you were sad at times. I think you were very irritable. Yeah. You were, you know, my bae is already moody.
Really? Really? Yeah, okay.
And you got to know her moves.
Go ahead.
Like some days she wake up and it be like, hey. And then other days you be like. So.
I'm taking him out the camera right now.
So welcome back. So you know, you was just real irritable. You wasn't really depressed, you know, but on them, you know, once the diva started coming back and you was looking at your hair, you was looking at your lashes and stuff, you was like, shit, I need to get myself together. So I don't think it was a depression. I think it was a more like, okay, enough of this. I got to get me back. You know what I'm saying? So,
but it was hard.
Yeah, it was hard. It was
And
hard.
still some days.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard.
But you know, but
I think I have came a long way.
you come a long way. And
I
you,
am
you held
healing,
it.
but it's just a little slower than normal, I guess.
Yeah, and depending on the number of surgeries, women that you've had, if you've
had babies,
yeah,
and
you know, children,
different
or
surgeries,
or just
and,
you know, yeah, I mean,
or
you know,
any type of illness that they might have,
right,
high blood pressure, fibromyalgia, things that
if you've ever
have.
developed scar tissue in
Scar
any kind of
tissues
wear,
anywhere, yeah.
that's where the pain really comes in at. Yeah.
Right. Okay, 14. What do you have to say to any husbands, boyfriends, or partners about helping? What advice would you give?
Man, I need a whole.
No, just.
I need a 60-minute segment for
sum
that.
It up.
You know, the best advice I can give to you is get your patience up. Get your level of patience up, because you're going to have to be extremely patient with your significant other. This is your bae. Always remember that this is your bae.
Or best friend. Somebody close to you.
Yeah, always remember,
Right.
you know, that their best interest is the utmost priority. You know, you can't go over there thinking that you're just going to help, or you can't go anywhere. You can't go through this journey with them thinking that, you know, it's going to be over and said and done with in a matter of seconds or minutes or whatever. You know, that was Oscar. Leave my flower alone.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
You know,
Sorry.
You know, I got a pet gnat. You know.
A pet gnat?
Yeah, you see his little collar?
Go
on it?
ahead.
Yeah. So don't think that, you know, you're gonna be over real quickly with this. You know, get your patience up, number one. The second thing is that if you're not a very gentle person, that where you're gonna have to have a good bedside manner, read a book. I'm serious. You know, do a YouTube video, do whatever you're gonna have to do to become very nurturing and caring, because some of the things that they're gonna need is not just textbook, it's not just over-the-counter information. It's going to be one of those type
Need some
things.
love.
Yeah, you're going to need a lot of love, a lot of caring, because at times, you know, they're not thinking about trying to cater to you. You're no longer the priority. They are, and their healing is. So you can't be super sensitive, you know what I'm saying? Because
You can't be stressing us out.
yeah, you can't stress them out, you know, because like, you
we
know,
can have
they may ask for water,
setback.
and the water may not be wet enough. The water may
cold
not
enough?
no wet enough.
Wet enough.
Wet enough.
The
Cold
water might
enough,
not be wet enough.
warm enough, you know. I mean, and you know, you're gonna feel like, dang, you ought to be appreciative, and that's not. That shouldn't be your concern, because they are really gonna be at a place of vulnerability. But I will say that you and our baby, you know, both of you they were pretty good patients.
We was troopers.
Yeah, they was pretty
We
good
was
patients.
troopers,
You
right?
know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, they were pretty good patients. You know, they were genuinely needy because they were in need, but they wasn't like ungrateful.
Well, every
unappreciative
other hour,
patients.
I tried not to wake you up. I tried to walk by myself every other hour. You remember? Anyway, next. Last question.
You know, getting well. If you walking around and I see you walking around, or I feel you walking
Well,
around, I'm
you
still
were
gonna
so
get up.
uncomfortable. I know them legs
Yeah.
hanging off that couch.
I need to get up and
Stretch
go ahead.
anyway.
Last question, man.
Number 15. How do you feel about how my BBL look?
When I tell you,
This is how you really feel?
hell yeah, this is how I feel. I'm telling you the truth. Honestly, let me tell y'all something, man. My baby didn't even need a BBL, in my opinion. I did this strictly out of support. I was cool, satisfied. I'm talking about, hell, yeah, okay. My bad, we gotta keep this kid friendly. I was good with you all the way.
Okay.
But we haven't even finished the healing process yet, and I'm already like, dang. I tell her every day, hey, let me tell you something. Can I tell her how I really feel it?
Come on.
Listen, world, I wasn't even a butt man. I wasn't a guy that just always looked at butts. You know, that wasn't my thing. I be telling my baby, your back porch looks so good right now. Goddamn, baby. Woo, shucks, baby. Woo. She wore a dress with stripes on it. And I'm telling you, man, you know, those stripes are like bars of a cage. They're like an animal is at the zoo. And the tiger was breaking out. Boy, the tiger was breaking out the bars. I tell you what.
But how do you feel about that's not what we really wanted?
Well, I feel that, you know, we differ a little bit. She didn't get the projection that she wanted, you know, initially. but we do see that it's still growing.
Yeah, I did want to say that, but we're going to talk about that on the next video,
so,
how your BBL do get bigger.
So I'm kind of holding my final opinion until
I don't think it's going to go down where I want it, though.
You know, I mean, I think there's still some, you have to be honest with yourself when it comes to business. People do only so much so that they can get you again. You know what I'm saying?
We'll talk about that next time.
Okay.
We'll talk about that next time.
Well, you asked me, so I.
Now we got to talk about that next time.
All right. Sure.
This is our 15 questions. Just our 15. See you guys.
Peace.